well done on landing this $12,500 booking. That's
Thank
insane.
you. I know, I really can't believe it.
You've done such a good job with this guy. Also remembering that he had a time waster report and you
Mhm.
pushed through, you've upsold him again and again,
Yeah.
like delayed stuff. And what's most impressive as well is how you're handling the instilling the boundaries. Like
Yeah.
this is the balance that you want to get comfortable and professional at finding. It's always going to be different with different people,
Mhm.
but the general gist is the same. Like, yes, I'm excited about meeting. Yes, every time we're talking, I'm thrilled, but
Mhm.
there's always like comes to an end. And
Mhm.
our interaction is about bookings. Like, our
Yeah.
interaction only occurs because we have a booking or we're planning a booking or I'm getting you excited
Yeah.
about planning a booking. Outside of that, like where people go wrong is where there's like this current level of chat that you're having, but with no set plans.
Yeah. 100%. And it's funny because like I think I'm definitely open to being flexible on that in certain cases. Like for
Mhm.
example, the other who's like my other highest paying customer. Well, actually no, he's been outbid by, but he's my other one. It's so funny that they're both called.
That is funny.
But with him, I actually don't mind having more chit chat with him because we have a lot in common, and he
Mm.
does still definitely respect. Like if I don't reply, he's not going to start calling me incessantly. Like he's busy as well, and like he knows that if I get back to him, then that's great. If not, like he's also fine with it. So I feel like there is room for movement, but I think particularly around he hasn't kind of showed that respect.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think there's nuance around it.
Yeah, for sure. I had a client who was my favorite client, and by the time we'd been seeing each other for years, he knew my name. Like he
Yeah,
knew about my other professions, but like I was comfortable with that. He still booked me.
yeah,
We had like a great client relationship, but
yeah.
then I was able to let him into other areas, but you have to make a judgment call. Yeah, and what's most important is you building up your confidence about making those judgment calls, which
Yeah,
comes from experience and making mistakes.
yeah.
So where are things at with what's this guy's name?
His name is. He's actually just been messaging me this afternoon.
Of course it is.
Of course, I think like what you said, he's definitely getting like more comfortable.
Mhm.
So from when we were talking yesterday morning, he had asked for a video chat on Sunday, and I said what you sent. I prefer an audio for discretion's sake, but I'll send you some photos and videos after. Go around.
Okay. When he asked to do the video call, I just
Mm,
want to point out to you that us specifically saying no was really important.
yeah,
Like we could have come up with an excuse.
yeah,
And that's something that I would have done in the early days, being fearful that I was going to lose the client
yeah,
if I like push back.
yeah.
Kind of like when clients ask for your real name and you give them a fake name,
Like, girl, yeah,
a fake real name. Yeah, yeah,
yeah. My name's Sarah.
totally. In those moments, what you're saying is right. They get more comfortable.
Yeah,
The excitement that we're building can, like, for them flip to, oh, she really likes
he's
me.
really into it. Yeah.
Yeah, and so when they do that, that's the flag for they're starting to
Mm,
probably unconsciously like take this into different territory.
yeah.
And so it's actually important in those moments, sometimes we want to be less direct, but in those moments we
Mm,
actually need to be direct while then also still saying something pleasant so that it isn't too blunt.
yeah, I think that's really important.
And that's why I said specifically for discretion's sake, I don't do that. And also, if you give a brush off thing like girls
Yeah,
do,
yeah,
just gonna ask again later.
exactly. Yeah, no, I definitely would have said no to that either way. Like, yeah,
Okay, good.
yeah. I would have just said like, oh, I'm not. My face isn't visible for a reason. That's for my discretion, so I can just do audio and then. But it's good to like. I like how you frame it as like set the boundary, but then also give them what you know that they want. Is really good.
Yeah, and when I set a boundary, I like to keep it as simple
Mm,
and with no justifications.
yeah.
Like, I don't show my face for discretion.
Mm,
Whereas often people will be tempted to say, I don't show my face for discretion because school, because children, because this.
yeah.
And one reason is that I don't want to give them ammo to come back with some explanation.
Yeah. Of like, oh well, that doesn't matter. You can just do this.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. I don't want, like, it's not a discussion. And then secondly, We just want to like move past it
Yeah.
and keep it simple. The same thing with girls, like when clients ask them out. Oh, I'd really like to, but I just don't date clients. Oh, well, if I stop seeing you, then can we go out?
Like, don't give them a way to find a way around it.
Totally. It's
Like, I
like, if,
just don't. That's all.
yeah, if they ask, it's just that's such a lovely offer. I'm not available, but I would love to see you for another booking.
Yeah.
How about blah, blah, blah?
Yeah.
Like,
Literally.
no explanation for why I'm not available, just I'm not
Yeah.
available.
Yeah. I love that.
Okay, so on this call Sunday,
Mm.
rather than just to chat,
Mm.
and it does sound like from memory, maybe he mentioned talking about the fee or something over the phone.
Oh, that was the other thing. I don't know if I said to you because I did try and get out of him. Oh no, I don't think I said this to you. Sorry.
That's okay.
After we talked on Thursday, I tried to get out of him what weekends might work best for him or what weekends like might not work for him, kind of thing, and tried to keep it vague about when I was available and then I would check my calendar. Then he didn't give me a date or anything about the dates. And then I kind of rephrased the question and asked it again. And then he just said, "Can we talk about it on Sunday?"
Okay.
Yeah.
You did tell me that. You sent me photos.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. But no, aside from that, he hasn't said like there hasn't been anything else that he has like mentioned that he wants to discuss.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's the dot point for what I would be planning to do on this call, and then we can
Yeah.
flesh it out.
Yeah.
The first one is build rapport.
Yeah.
The second is get some kind of information from him about how he sees the weekend going.
Yeah.
You may also ask in there, has he done a weekend before?
Yeah.
Now, be prepared for this question, which is why we'll flesh it out together. Many clients do not know.
Yeah. As in what they want to do for the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I said to you, but earlier on in our discussions, after he had like locked in the original booking, he had said after he'd kind of asked me to wear a denim skirt and stuff like that, and then he said, "Let me find it." He kind of just like popped up randomly. Oh, like we can go for a walk along the beach. Yeah, I just thought we could go for a walk along the beach. So that's the only thing he's given me about like what he might want to do. And dinner. We talked about dinner for our original booking as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And then last one is the dates. I think that that's what I'd stick to, those three categories for this call.
Yeah.
Dates, and then you're going to finish on next steps.
Yeah.
So for building rapport, I mean, you're probably already pretty good at that.
Mm.
I wouldn't go straight into the stuff about the weekend, although if you find that he's really bad at small talk, which some people are, you might be
Yeah.
forced to.
Yeah.
But I would start the call as more of like a, "Hey, oh my god, it's
Oh
so good
my
to finally be
God.
talking to
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
and
How
my
are
voice has
you?
just gotten better. How's your
Yeah.
last few days been?" That sort of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Just that chit chat.
Yeah. And also it'll give you an opportunity to see, like, just
Oh, yeah.
hopefully get him talking a bit more to see what he's like.
Yeah.
Like, is he a total weirdo? Is he super nervous? Is he blunt as, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
when it's your first time, you might consider just pre-planning like 3 or 4 open conversational questions, because sometimes you do get guys on the
Yeah.
phone that just give you nothing. And if it's your first time having a conversation like that, it can be a little bit uncomfortable.
I think I'll be nervous for it, but I feel like I'll be fine. Let's say. I feel like I'm a good yapper, and I feel like I can get people talking about. At least, I mean, that's like in person. I'm definitely good at getting people like, you know, feeling comfortable and stuff.
Okay. So for those questions, some ideas are like the first one, what I basically just said, like it's so good to be talking to you,
Yeah.
especially now that my voice is better. Oh,
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
yeah, I've just been doing nothing the last few days. What
Yeah.
have you been doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
And see how responsive he is to that question.
Yeah.
And that can be followed up based on his reply with, "Oh, is that what you usually do?"
Mm.
Like, or if he works, like you can ask him what type of work.
Yeah.
You might consider in these questions, if you feel it's appropriate,
Mm.
throwing in something about your photos.
Yeah.
And that could be, well, I guess one thing that's kept me busy is taking those pictures.
Yeah.
Have you liked those? Or have you been putting them to good use? Or
Yeah.
one's your favorite? Like something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Because you do want this conversation to be flirty.
Yeah. Totally.
And that's how I would transition from conversational to flirty.
Yeah.
in a way that's contextual.
Yeah.
And again, see how he replies. Like, you'll be amazed. You might not get much out of him if he gets a bit nervous, you know?
I know.
Poor men.
Actually, we also did talk about the fact that the was on here at the moment. So, and he kind of seemed not interested in that, but he kind of mentioned it in one of his other messages. So maybe I could be like, say something about, oh, the traffic, I'm right near the race course. Like, the traffic's been so bad recently. Like, are you into the races? I don't know.
Okay, cool. So that's the building rapport.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can move to, so I'm looking forward to spending a weekend together.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get up my calendar and let's look at dates in a second.
Mm-hmm.
Have you done a weekend booking before? It sounds like you do already know that he's going to have a hotel, the area that it's in.
Yeah.
He wants to do dinner and go for a walk.
Yeah.
Do you know anything else, like, does he live there and he's getting you guys a room? Is he there for work? And like, do you know anything like that?
I'm not too sure. His license does say he lives more closer to, but that could obviously be outdated. So I'm not sure if he lives there. But I think because he's asking me to do an out call today, I assume he lives in the area.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe actually start there. I would probably say
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to the weekend together.
Yeah.
Do you live around there and so we're just going to be meeting at a hotel that you know, or are you like traveling there for work or something?
Yeah.
Just to help you kind of like set in your mind the scene.
Yeah.
Then I would ask, oh, and have you done a weekend with a friend before? And then obviously whatever he says, you can like ask further probing questions.
Yeah.
And then you can ask, the dinner and the walk is great. Is there anything else that I should know about aside from the dessert
Mm-hmm.
that you've got on your mind for while we're together?
Yeah.
And don't be surprised if he says no. And don't be surprised if he says, what do you think?
Yeah. Yeah. That's fine with me if he doesn't know.
With clients like that, where they're just doing it because they really want like a long time together and it's probably a novelty,
Yeah.
I might throw out the ideas out there, but I also will say, oh, well, what's great about having so long together is that we can really take our time and do
Yeah.
what we feel like as it comes up.
Yeah.
He already knows about the massage,
Mm-hmm.
all of that. Like, when I go to long bookings, I will take like different outfits. Sometimes I'll
Yeah.
take like sex games.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll definitely be taking the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't do it over the phone, but
No.
you closer to the booking. You want to send kind of like a policies kind of sort of text at some point,
Yeah. Yeah.
with the main two being a sleep time per night
Yeah.
and mentioning that I will step out every so often just to make a quick call to a friend who knows that I'm with you.
Yeah.
So she knows that I'm okay. So basically building in alone time.
Yeah.
And when you're in a hotel, that's really good because you can just go downstairs to like the lobby bathroom.
Yeah.
Or some clients will go, oh, of course, just let me know and I'll go downstairs and they will leave the room.
Yeah.
But you basically want that expectation in advance.
Yeah.
For me, I always said minimum 6 hours sleep.
Yeah.
Didn't always happen, but that's okay. It didn't kill me.
Yeah. Not going to be having the best quality sleep sleeping next to some random man anyway.
No, I certainly never did. And they always want to cuddle. I don't know why.
I know.
I don't know why.
So bad.
It's so annoying.
I know.
But you'll know when you get there. Like, everybody's different. I've had clients who are the type where we'll like plan and they're pretty like, we'll plan the alarm. Like, I'll say,
Mm.
okay, I'm going to get up and I'll refresh and I'll come and wake you up. Like, they like that. And then there are other clients that don't want anything like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But actually, more clients prefer it to be more planned, like, especially with an overnight because,
Yeah. They want to get
yeah,
their money's worth.
they want the morning sex before you
Yeah.
leave.
Ugh, yuck. I honestly hate morning sex.
Do you?
I hate it. Oh my god.
That's really
I'm
interesting. I
like,
like it
I
'cause
need
I
to
have
shower
mornings that
first thing
do.
in the morning.
Well, at a minimum, you can get up and do the
Yeah.
mouthwash stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Could always make it a let's have a sexy shower together and then get back in bed.
You could. I
Yeah.
think most of them don't require
All
that,
like
so.
that. I'll survive.
Yeah, they usually like the wake up to a job in the morning.
That's it.
And then you can go to the dates, and this is where, like, by that point, you would have been chatting for a while.
Yeah.
I'd probably be pretty if he's still been It sounds like he's pretty cruisy with the dates. I'd probably say, so I've just getting my calendar up. Do you have a date specifically in mind?
Yeah.
And it sounds like he's not going to have an answer.
Yeah.
And then if I were you, I would be just honest. I actually have.
Yeah.
And so the first opportunity I have is this. It's a bit further away than I wanted, but at least it gives us something to look forward to.
Yeah.
How does that sound to you? And see what he says.
Yeah.
And then you probably don't really need to do much else about the next steps on the call.
Yeah.
If he agrees and then you by default, like basically say, great, so I'll meet you like Friday X date at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
The rest of the stuff you can handle, like if you want to increase the deposit,
Yeah.
that sort of thing, you can deal with that via text.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds good.
You might want to ask him on the phone if there are any other outfits he wants to see you in.
Yeah, true.
If at any point you get stuck on the call,
Mm.
just say to him, "Oh, just excuse me 1 second. I think my neighbor's at my door. Mute." And just like take a few breaths.
Yeah. I feel like I'll be fine.
I think so too, but sometimes clients throw random things out there
Yeah.
that you can like that can be a bit like, "What?"
Yeah. True. True, true.
And so I always just remind people like it's okay to just,
Yeah. Take a minute.
yeah, take a minute, collect yourself. And if you had that sentence prepared,
Yeah, you can just
I think you should expect between now and then he's probably going to contact you pretty regularly.
more, yeah.
Yeah. And you might want to, because you've got, that's probably a good reason.
Yeah.
Like you might drop in there on this call. I start, I don't know, very soon, like
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
And you don't need to say it on the call, but then when he texts you next time, you can wait to reply. And then when you do reply, you can say, I might be less responsive over the next little
Mm.
while, but don't worry, I'll always get back to you. And then you can just like take your sweet as to reply
Yeah. Yeah.
because you don't want to be texting with this guy 24/7.
Yeah.
He's probably going to want to talk again on the phone now, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see what he's like.
Yeah, and him calling you at 10 at night, he was probably drinking.
Yeah. Ew.
I used to have a really good client who I actually really liked, but he had a drinking problem and he would get drunk.
Oh, really?
And I, like in the early days, would answer. And then
Yeah.
I eventually was like, why
No.
am I answering these
Why am I
calls?
picking up? Literally. I know.
He's still booked.
I know. I mean, I feel like with this guy, because he has got a booking coming up and obviously the big amount, I wouldn't mind a short call kind of thing, like just like, oh, hello, whatever. But if he's wanting to do it all the time, then definitely not.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I
Mm.
was going to say another call before the booking closer to,
Yeah.
like what I typically do with pre-booked bookings in general, but particularly big value bookings is depending on how far away it is, I like to keep some kind of periodic contact.
Contact. Yeah.
Like if it's 8 weeks away, I'll at a minimum contact them once a week.
Yeah.
And then as it gets closer to the booking, like 1 week out, I'll start contacting them more
Yeah.
because I want to build the excitement and I want to decrease the likelihood of them changing plans.
Yeah.
Because as they get closer, particularly if there's like a large outstanding amount, they start to think more about the money.
Yeah.
So I will do more pictures, flirty things. I might do like a couple calls, but I would try to keep your calls scheduled so that he
Yeah.
doesn't think that you're just going to answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would always stick to the only time I call a client on a whim is if I'm on the way to them.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the only time, or like I'm there.
Yeah. Yeah. I was trying to think. I don't think I've ever had to call a client. Yeah, but the only time I ever would is if I was like needing to find out where they are, kind of thing.
Mm. What are you going to increase the deposit to?
I don't know.
Because it's 12,500 in total this booking, right?
Yeah,
And he's paid how much so far?
paid 2.4.
Hmm.
I don't know. At least like enough for my travel, and then some, I guess.
When you took the deposit before, did you tell him that it was a percentage of the total?
Let me check. I don't think so. Oh, I did actually. No, I did. I told him it was a 50% deposit,
Cool.
which it actually was originally because when he had booked 4 hours.
Cool.
Yeah.
I would run with that plus the fee.
Plus the travel. Yeah.
Yep. So at some
Yeah.
point, not too long after the phone conversation, like
Yeah.
the next day,
Yeah.
I would say, we just also need to fix up the deposit. 50% plus the travel fee is X.
You've already paid X, so X is remaining.
Perfect.
Yep.
Can you let me know when you send that, please?
Yep. And it's a hefty deposit.
Yep.
That's good. That's crazy. It's a deposit more than any other booking I've ever had.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
I love it. So crazy.